Today we received this iPhone 11 that does not give an image or power on. The first thing we are going to do is connect it to the power supply, and if you notice, the amps jump up immediately without pressing the power button. What this tells us is that there is a short circuit on one of the primary lines. We are going to remove all components from the phone, including the motherboard, to see if it still produces a short. If the amps on the power supply do not go up, then we know the source of the issue comes from another component, such as the camera or the charging port. We connect the motherboard to the power supply, and the amps shoot up to 2.9, and we notice that the motherboard gets hot as well. So this tells us that the source of the issue lies within the motherboard. Now we are going to prep the motherboard and get it ready to separate the layers. We remove the stickers using alcohol and our tweezers. Then we place it in the preheater, making sure to clamp it into place. We put the preheater at 200 degrees Celsius. Insert a screw on the top layer of the motherboard. This comes in handy when separating the two layers. We will wait 8 minutes, and once it's ready, we separate both layers. Now we are going to connect the top layer to the power supply to help us determine where the short circuit is located. So we connected the top layer, and as you see here, the amps went up right away. So now we are certain the short is located here. We are going to use our thermal camera to see what areas of the motherboard are getting warm. The image clearly shows the issue is located in the lower left section. Therefore, our next step will be to use freezer spray on the motherboard to see where it melts or evaporates more quickly. And we see it's directly on the traces and not on the circuit. So we go back to the thermal camera and see that the source of the excessive heat is under this metal shield. We go to the ZXW and research to see what circuits are located in this area. We see the Hydra is here, and we need to verify if this is where the short is located. So what we are going to do is use a rotatory tool to cut this metal shield away. If we use heat to detach it, we can affect other components, so this is the preferred method in detaching the metal shield. We go around the perimeter of the shield with the rotatory tool and our tweezers until we detach it completely. Once it's removed, we notice these two components are completely fried. We go back to the ZXW to see what components we are working with, and we notice they are a capacitor and a diode connected to one of the backlight drivers. This phone has two backlight drivers, and their purpose is to produce the voltage necessary for the screen to show the backlight. When one of these are faulty, you will usually see a shadow in the middle of the screen. But in this case, what happened is a component attached to the line PP display BL34 became shorted to ground. This is a line that is part of the backlight driver U5660. And why is this important? Well, the primary line called VDD main provides one of the voltages necessary for the backlight driver's functionality. Therefore, if this circuit becomes shorted, it can also short VDD main, which in turn will shut down the phone completely. In this case, the most efficient repair is to replace the circuits that are on the shorted line, which is PP display BL34, and the backlight driver itself. Therefore, we will replace diode D5660, capacitor C5662, driver U5660, resistor R5733, diode D5661, and the coil L5651. So we start. If you all want to learn how to do these and other types of micro-soldering repairs, join us in one of our upcoming classes. We offer a 5-day master cell phone and tablet repair training that focuses on the ins and outs of mobile electronic repairs. This is a 100% hands-on training that will break down each repair step by step. No previous experience is required. Learn the latest repair techniques from instructors that work in the field. They bring real-life experiences to the classroom. And if you already have cell phone repair experience, then join us in our advanced 5-day in-depth micro-soldering repair training, where we take a deep dive into sandwich motherboard repairs. For more information on our upcoming schedule, visit our website, www.cellphonerepairacademy.com. So now that we completed the process, we will clean the area with alcohol and a brush. Gently spray air from above to clean out the flux and any residue from the metal shield we cut open. Once that is complete, we are going to verify if the power to the phone has been restored. We connect the upper motherboard to the power supply, and we see it is not shorted anymore. So we connect the charging port, the screen, and the power supply, and power on the phone with the charger. However, we notice there is a small defect on the right side of the screen, which makes us question if the backlight driver was repaired successfully. We do the same process with another screen to rule out if the defect lies in the screen or the repair. We connect the secondary screen, the charging port, and the power supply. We power on the phone with the charger. If the defect lies within the backlight driver, we will see the same defect with the secondary screen. The image is perfect with the secondary screen, so this tells us that the original screen could have caused a short on the backlight driver, possibly coming in contact with liquid or water. It could also be that the phone was previously repaired and the battery was not disconnected, so that could have caused a short. Or simply the screen was not installed correctly when we were bench testing it. Now we are going to move on to assembling the phone. We are going to reattach the motherboards together. We put flux around the traces and place the upper layer on top. We clamp it down for 8 minutes at 200 degrees Celsius. After time is up, we remove the motherboard from the preheater and let it cool down. To cut down on wait time, power on your smoke extractor and place the motherboard by the hose, which helps it cool down faster. Once it has been cooled down, we connect it to the power supply to make sure it's not shorted, and then we reassemble the phone. Now that it's assembled, we troubleshoot all functions and make sure it's good to go. If you notice, the original screen shows a perfect image, so the issue beforehand was that we did not connect the flex cable properly. This repair has been completed. We'll see you guys next time. Do you have a mobile electronic that needs a professional diagnosis and estimate? Please follow the link below for mail-in instructions.